So at this point, everybody knows Infinite Craft, but what if I told you there was a much older, more logical version of the game that didn't use AI in order to make some random combination for something? I'm talking no silly goofy Chickenosaurus, but more of a basic lava and water make obsidian, steam and earth make a geyser. And this game came out in 2010, which is a lot older than I thought it was, because that came out 4 years after I was born. And I think I started playing this game in like 3rd grade, which is like when I was 8 years old. And now I'm 19 playing this game again. By the way, this game is called Little Alchemy. I don't know why I haven't said it yet, but it also is in the title of this video, so never mind. But this was Infinite Craft long before Infinite Craft even existed. And technically this game has a second version, or a second game, I guess, that has a lot more stuff in it. But I'm playing this one instead because it's more nostalgic to me. I think the cool thing about Infinite Craft is that it starts out the exact same way with water, fire, earth, and wind, just like Little Alchemy, which kind of shows you that they took inspiration from Little Alchemy, which makes sense. You know, it's kind of weird because I've seen so many YouTube videos on Infinite Craft, but not a single video talking about Little Alchemy. And these are the same games. But before we get too far into this video, be sure to subscribe, because if you don't, I will bite my own finger off. Don't think I won't do it. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is this guy making a video on Little Alchemy? Well, to be honest, I don't even really know myself. I kind of just thought of the game one day and was like, yeah, I'll make a video on that. It's actually coming up on its 15th year anniversary on December 8th, which is pretty cool. And I've been doing a little bit of research on this game, mainly the name itself. Why is it called Little Alchemy? Well, the alchemy part actually comes from the principle that all elements come from earth, water, air, and fire. So, you know, like the stuff you start the game with, which I think is kind of cool because if you played Infinite Craft, you wouldn't understand that reference. And the little part actually comes from the fact that this game is just really small. You know, you could just play this game at random, just for fun. And what's interesting is that Little Alchemy was actually never meant to be finished. It was more of a test project, kind of how like a lot of things start, but this one was just truly never supposed to like really take off. But when the Chrome Web Store released, the creator actually wanted to get like an app / game on there. And Little Alchemy was actually like the perfect candidate for them. So that little push was pretty much how they finished the game. And then that stemmed into Little Alchemy 2, and then obviously now here's Infinite Craft, which I'm pretty sure is made by different people and not the same people that made Little Alchemy, which I think is kind of cool that a passion project that wasn't even supposed to like exist or be finished got like a fan remake decades later that made the game bigger than ever. Now, I first found this game in 3rd grade, like I said before. Well, actually more like I was introduced to it by my friends that found it, and during like rainy days on recess or something like that, or just extra free time, we'd pretty much all hop on Little Alchemy to just discover as many things as possible in the short amount of time that we actually had to play the game. I actually remember going on my PC at home and played the game there in order to find out other combinations before school the next day so that I could flex on people for having things that they didn't. And it was pretty much in between this or like cool math games. And at the time, they weren't that great. And also for those that are waiting, the next cool math games tier list is actually coming out soon because I actually missed some games. So be on the lookout for that. I will say the one thing that I don't really like about Little Alchemy is just the fact that this game does get boring after a little bit, which makes sense. I'm sure Infinite Craft has the same problem, but to be fair, Infinite Craft does have like a bunch of things that's just generated by AI. A game made in 2010 is not going to stand the test of time, especially when compared to a more modern version of the game. But there's 580 things in this game. That means they had to make icons for 580 different things with the extremely limited like coding softwares that they had in 2010. Which actually, from reading this wiki page, it said that they use jQuery UI and some pretty bad JavaScript. But to be honest, I think it has less to do about how good the game was and more the impact it had on people like me, or just people that were bored sometimes and just wanted to play something. The game's not competitive. Well, actually, that's kind of ironic to say because Infinite Craft actually has competitions that YouTubers made to find something the fastest. So before Infinite Craft, there wasn't a competitive scene. It's just a fun game that either you do or don't play. And I'm not even talking about Little Alchemy 2, which I actually did play in high school, just because everything else was super boring. And Little Alchemy 2 actually came out in 2017. So that was like 8 years ago. So for me to unironically play Little Alchemy 2 in high school is kind of funny. and I actually got my friend to play it with me too. But that is pretty much where I'm going to end this video. Let me know your thoughts on Little Alchemy and Infinite Craft in the comments down below. I personally like these games. I personally like Little Alchemy a little bit more, probably because of the nostalgia that comes with it, and Infinite Craft is kind of just an AI game. I don't know, it's not just an AI game, but you get what I mean. I know this was a super short video, but as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other videos as well. I'm trying to get back on my old upload schedule, but I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.